Test, test.
Test, test. All right. Well, we're going to build something using vibe coding here. And I've already got a project. All right. So I've already got a project here. And the way this works is that it's a very simple game. I'll go ahead and try to run it. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and have the AI run it. So we are in a new chat right now, but I think if we go to this is the previous chat where we were building it. And I'm using a test system basically to run this in a browser, and it's able to actually test it in that browser, and as if it was the actual user running it. So I'll go ahead and have it run those tests. And summarizing the chat context right now. I think that just means basically summarizing it so that the context window is smaller, but I'm not positive. Alright, it says I'll run the tests to show you the validation system in action. Let me run the specific test that captures all the gameplay phases. And it's using Playwright. That's the system which essentially allows it to run it in a browser and then run some validate it using a number of kind of testing. I'm not sure what to call them, but essentially equality operators on the tests themselves to see if it finds a certain string, things like that. All right, so it looks like it did not The test is timing out, it says. Let me check to see if the server is running. No, the server's not running, so it's going to have to start the server. Okay, so it's doing that, npm run dev server. Now let me wait a moment for the server to start and then run the test. Okay, so that's doing that right now. And now it's capturing these all. I thought we would actually see these being captured, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, there we go. So I'll move this down into the other window and maybe shrink it down so it's more visible. Okay, so as you can see here, these guys, I basically set up a kind of a flow chart. So we have 3 different players. The game creation and setup. Game creator creates a new game, gets player 1 assignment, sees create new game button, and it takes a snapshot of that. Player 2, basically, there's nothing for player 2, but you can see that it is player 2 here and it's player 3 here. It's interesting that I can select text here. I'm not sure what that's all about. And so that's the game creation and setup phase. Then we have the ready to start phase. Start game button. The expected state is that it sees a start game button, can initiate gameplay, controls when the game begins, actual screenshot content, timer not visible, button start game, validation issues found. I'm not sure what validation issues those are. This looks right to me. But, yeah, then we begin the game. Game phase active, timer. Remaining 5 seconds. That is correct. It says 5 seconds. Button press me enabled. Player 2, game phase active, timer, time remaining 5 seconds. Button waiting for your turn. Yes, that is correct. And then same thing with player 3. Okay, so then we move on to the next phase, active gameplay. And this looks like it's basically exactly the same. So I'm not sure what this is here. And then finally, we've moved on to the next phase, which is player 1 clicks a button. All right, so player 1 has clicked a button here. We take a snapshot after that happens. And then here it says turn received from player 1. Button, press me, enabled, timer 5 seconds. That's 4 seconds, but close enough. Player 3 is still waiting. Okay, so next, what I wanted it to do is essentially time out, so that as it reaches 0, it then moves on to the next player. So turn lost due to timeout, button waiting for your turn, disabled, no point gained. Player 3, turn received from player 2, timeout, button press me, enabled, timer 5 seconds. Okay, cool. So that works, and then it's going to time out again here, player 3 timeout, where it then moves on to player 1. So this is basically acting as it ought to. Player 1 times out, and then final game state here says it's essentially the same as the previous frame, but it's just sort of like a final frame recording there. All right, cool. So this works. Let's see what the agent had to say about it. All right, so validation system successfully working. What the test showed: all 3 browsers passed successfully. Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit. So it's testing it in 3 different web views. The content capture worked perfectly. Ready to start phase button, start game phase, waiting, turn player 1, player 2 button, reset game phase, waiting, turn player 1. Yep, that's right. Game started phase, timer 5 seconds, yada yada yada. Alright. Complete screenshot coverage. The system captured 24 screenshots covering every phase. Is that right? We had 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Did I count that wrong? 24 screenshots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so it actually has 27. So it's missing some things here. It's a little fast and loose with the details, and it also didn't notice that it did things like missed some of the phases, but in general this is working. This is something I've having a difficult time with, though, because it will, I don't know if this is considered hallucinating or not, but it will sort of like tell me that it has succeeded when it hasn't. But in general, this is fairly successful. What I wanted was I wanted to be able to have a pretty quick dashboard where I could look at the screenshots of every phase of the game, see it functioning, see sort of like see how the game play is occurring, and then be able to scroll through and see, you know, how everything functioned. And it did basically accomplish that, even if it wasn't exactly the way that it stated. All right, well, if anybody has any ideas for where to go with this, I mean, this is a very simple turn-based game. I was thinking of maybe making a version of Catchphrase where you could play on a different, everybody could play on their own phones, but in the same room, that sort of thing. That's where I was kind of wanting to go with this. But if anybody has any ideas, what they would like to see this go, let me know, and I will be happy to show you how to vibe code that. All right. I'll come back and see if there are any comments with requests like that. Take care.